longer supports this YouTube broadcast, so we have to do it from Chrome, and that's fine. Entire screen, yes, that's kind of what I want. Excellent, right. So we're online. And here I am. Don't want to hang out to sharing your screen, but that's beautiful. That's what I want. I want that message to go away. Never mind. Here I am. I'm a student. I have onto the website. And the schedule says, what are we going to do today? Schedule says random web surfer. So I did my reading, page 162 to 177. I don't understand all of it, what I'm going to ask questions in class, but I, in class, are also going to do more standard rule. We haven't done any, let's face it. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Instead of talking about random web surfer, which I'll answer questions about, but not going to talk about. I still have a couple of messages to answer. I get a lot of messages. I try to answer most of them, all of them. I'm sorry for those people I haven't answered you yet, but I'm down to 6. Can I please join the mentor groups? And then I tell them usually that, well, at least one person asked me, how do I join a mentor group? And so I kind of told them, well, you have to go to the main page and read what it says. So there'll be mentor groups. So it says here that if you have less than 42% for the early assessment, you can join a group. If you have 43, some of those people can join. But the rest, I'm really sorry, but I have to help someone. We have to try to rescue the people who have 0. Okay. I don't mind if you talk in class. I honestly don't mind. But other people around you may mind. So if you don't want to come to class, it's fine, but please just don't talk in class, right? Because you are disturbing other people. You're disturbing me a little bit, but not much. Okay, so I get lots of emails saying, I want to join a mentor group because I'm really stupid. Let's not be cruel. They say, I don't understand. And that's fine. I also did courses where I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. I couldn't pass it. No, I did pass. I passed all my courses. That's a rumor. I passed all of them. But I scored a 50. I really couldn't understand what it was. But that was down to me. Anybody else? I was just didn't like the course. I didn't care. So mentor groups, as soon as these people have registered, and some of them might be not taking the course any longer, some might be dead. Some of these people have left the country or they've left this life. And then there'll be slots for other people, but at least for now, I just want to give the people who did poorly in the early assessment a chance. Now, early assessment is not perfect, and you should also have if you have a bad mark. But we have to measure something, so we measured what we had, the marks we had. What else I want to tell you about the website? Nothing much. I've kept my promises by adding more quizzes about arrays. But I timed myself yesterday, and to add 3 questions in each quiz takes me 1 hour. That's partly because I'm stupid, but partly because it's a complicated system where you have to formulate a question and write the answer, and then maybe you've made a mistake, or the system is really slow when you enter these kinds of questions. So I'm working as fast as I can, but yeah. I'll try to add more of these, but even if I spend 1 night and hour a week on this, 1 hour a week, 1 hour a night, I can only add 3 questions a day. Honestly, don't have 1 hour a night. Mentor groups tutorials. Okay, let's talk about the tutorial. So course, I didn't write the test yesterday because I don't write these tests myself, but pretending that I'm a student, I would have written test 1 in group 1. And these are the results. I'm a little happier with this. Definitely better than last week when it was the other way around. So almost scored 4 marks, and few people scored 0 marks. So this is only the one group, only for one group at a time, this system. But I'm much happier. I'm not saying that you understand arrays, but if you still don't understand arrays, you put into this. Right, next topic. Let's look at the book. Now, YouTube, you must see the book. I'm going to open up an electronic copy because I want to read and show you the physical book. This is my copy of the physical book. I think I bought it. I think I was given as a gift by the publisher. So I have these books. But I did buy the other version. You'll have this one, I guess. Now, what does it say here? Arrays. Oh, lots of stuff about arrays. I really want to read this, and I have preparation for the classes, of course, so I'm a good student. And for today, I guess I read this whole part, input and output, that's what we're going to do today. And then I've read this whole part about the random web surfer. This side. It's a long chapter, but it's nothing new. It's just an application of all the things that we were discussing in the first chapter, really. We're still on chapter 1. I'll admit, there are 5 sections, so we actually got chapter 6-ish by this time. But it's all an application of what we've done before, and you should be able to follow this and to understand what they're doing, what's going on. Okay, fine. So that's the case study that I'm not going to discuss. What I'm going to do is to do some of the standard draw stuff, because you'll need that for the project, and it's a good exercise. So, in particular, I want to do this bouncing ball example. Now, in the book, it's on page 144. In the other book that I did in class, the old edition, it's on page 145. So this book, I realize, is a little out of sync. It's only 1 page out of sync. So I don't want to update all the page numbers on the web page. I'll just assume that you're intelligent people. You make that assumption, I know you are, and that you will figure out where these sections are when I ask you to read something. So that's my goal. I want to, as a student studying, preparing for one, I want to really put this program into the computer. I don't even want to copy paste it because just the practice of typing will reinforce what I know and will make me think about, okay, all programs start with public class, just cut all of that stuff. But to save time, program into the computer, I am going to cheat as a lecturer. You as a student, I prefer you don't cheat. Not cheat, just copy from the web. So, to do that, I'm going to go somewhere to the website of this textbook, which I hope you've all visited it. I mean, there's loads of stuff here. And just in case the internet isn't working, I've actually gone to the page before, but let's pretend that the internet is working. This is section 1.5. They basically give a little summary of everything that's in section 1.5. You should not read the book to look at it as well. So really, this is the page. They took loads of stuff, blah, 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 blah. That's all the summary part. Guess I can't really see here. Oh, there we go. Summary, standard audio. Oh, I'm yearning to show you something to standard audio, but we don't really need it, so I'll just do it. Exercises. So I'm going to repeat some of the exercises that's in the textbook, nothing new here, except that for many of these exercises, they actually give the answer, which is why I never take that exercises or questions from the textbook. Well, I have once, arrows, but simply because all the answers are online and You can check them out yourself. I'm robbing you of an extra opportunity if I don't make a new question. But in particular, they have bouncing ball. Oh, where's bouncing ball? Here we go. It's not an exercise. Okay. Bouncing ball, the Java. And I will just steal all of this. So I'm going to steal it, including the comment. We go to Eclipse. We make a new project, Java project. Bouncing ball. And I guess I have to make a class. That's that little button. Bouncing ball. Right, cool. And I'm going to just paste what I've copied, what I've stolen on the other side. Let's just enlarge this. Now, I can see a little red dot there, which means that something is broken. If you go to the top, we can actually see what's going on. My copy pasting has created a bad situation. Because Eclipse, when I started the project, I'm too lazy to stand on anything, so I'll just, I can reach. Eclipse wrote that, thinking it'll help me. So I wrote public class open brace, then I pasted everything inside. So clearly I can't have a public class bouncing ball inside public class bouncing ball. That's too many class bouncing balls. Okay, so I'm going to take out what Eclipse made. Oh, the humanity. Now, if this were the 80s, that would have been a disaster. In the 80s, we hadn't yet invented undo. So I would have had to retype all of that. That would have been disastrous. Disastrous. Okay, fine. Just take that out. Probably take out the one at the bottom. Yes. And select all. On my Mac, I press Command A, but on a computer, you probably press on computer. Windows or Ubuntu, you probably press Control A. So I press that button, everything is selected, and Shift Control F, and Eclipse has reformatted everything for me, and now it's nice and neat. It's still complaining about standard draw though. But I remember that just yesterday, we said that if we wanted to use the Centric and Wayne libraries, we have to kind of link them into the project. So I have to go to this project. Oh, how. And because I was stupid and didn't have YouTube on Wednesday, this is not recorded, but I will record it this weekend. I hope if I find the time. I'll find it. What did I say? Configure build path, yes. Libraries, add a jar. Here in SW library, I'll add that jar. Okay, it's fine, good. Ooh, it's still complaining. And that's because I also learned on Wednesday that I have to tell Eclipse I want to use these libraries, Princeton dot, what is it? It's intro, CS, dot intro, CS, dot standard draw, there we go. Good, standard draw, okay, fine. So it fixes all the mistakes that have been fixed. Only needed standard draw. And now I expect this to draw a lovely bouncing ball. But I've had bad experiences with Eclipse on a Mac when it's full screen like this. Sometimes things disappear. So I'm just going to make it a little smaller. Good. Even smaller. And then I'm going to run it. Not working exactly as well as I expected. Oh, I should have been a little more patient. Oh my God. And it actually works. This is you may think this is real life, but it's not. This is just the classroom, the lecture room. In real life, I would have done exactly this. So, program I want to understand, modify, steal, download it, compile and run it in Eclipse, just to see if it works. Because if this hadn't worked, I wouldn't have bothered. I might have bothered to look at the source code to see if I can fix it. But I've spent years of my life fixing broken programs from the internet. So I don't know to fix one more. So I probably would have dumped it and Googled for something else that actually works. But lucky for us, it does work. So now we can look at the source code to see what it actually does. We've read the chapter. We already understand a lot about how this thing works. But it'll be interesting to see what it does. So let's see what it says. Starts off with these three commands. Set X scale, set Y scale, and enable double buffering. So the X scale and the Y scale, it's all been explained. It's in here somewhere. I know I read about it. Okay, so here it's talking about that stuff. Standard drawing. So here it starts with standard draw. And it actually explains all. Oh, here we go. Set X scale, set Y scale. And then it talks about what it does and why it does that. Enable double buffering. To be honest, I don't remember that from the textbook, but I'll tell you what it means and I can guess. When we do animation, we only have one buffer, one place to draw. Then there's a lot of flickering because what we're really doing is drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing. That doesn't happen fast enough. We can actually see those erased parts of the screen. So double buffering means you draw in one place and the next frame of the animation, the next position of the bouncing ball, you draw in a different place and then you just swap these. So there's no erasing involved. It's quite a quick swap and then it looks a lot smoother. By the way, you don't need animation for your project, but just saying. That's the web. Okay, that's Eclipse. Okay, fine. Then Rx, Ry, that's the position of the ball. Vx, Vy is its velocity. Okay, right. So it's got a velocity that's changing when it hits the ball. Yes.
Could we add bonus marks for
animation in the project? I am very weary of bonus marks because what happens is that there's a lot of students who don't really understand anything about switch them on, where the any key is, all that kind of classic jokey stuff. They kind of write the project, kind of stole it, who knows, and then they say, I actually need some bonus marks. So I'm going to add something to the project, and they claim it as bonus marks. So we tend to be quite strict about what counts as bonus marks. Now, usually I'd say, oh, definitely earn bonus marks for it. But in this project, I mean, the 2Duco project, is there really any space for animation? I don't want to see a little cat walking across the screen, dropping the number in the box. Cute though it is, I've seen enough cats on the internet playing Sudoku. So, makes sense. I didn't see how you're going to cram animation into this particular project. Maybe next semester. Let's not go overboard. So I'd say no. Anyways, that's the position, that's the velocity, that's, oh, radius. Oh, I want to change the radius of the ball now. I want a bigger ball. Quit that, quit it. Let's see if this actually works. So we make it 10 times bigger sounds a lot. What about 50? What? No, not just a tiny bit. Much, lot. I want Donald Trump size ball. Okay. Let's see. Run. Oh, actually, flips to the right screen. Oh, yes. Oh, it's behaving just like Donald Trump. Oh, no. Okay, I think it may be that the ball is stuck in the corner. No, it's actually very odd behavior. Okay, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe the ball can't be this big. I don't know how to, I don't know why. This program to find out why. But I don't want to really get into the mathematics because that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you the standard draw commands. So that's bouncing ball. But actually, wanted to do more exercises, something that's a little, that was just a pretext to show you that there's lots of stuff on the website. But let's do a real exercise. Exercises, good. I know these, I've done loads of them because that's how I learn. I read the textbook, then I do the exercise. I've done all of these. I haven't done this one. Programs that you standard draw to create each of the following designs. That sounds like something I could do. Good, right? Write a little program like that. YouTube, this is exercise 1.5.25 in the textbook, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so I'm going to close all this stuff and I'm going to do a little exercise. Let's do that, and that. I want to make a new project. I could call it exercise 1.25.25, and that's fine. I can do that. Maybe it'll help you later on. But in a year's time, I'm not going to have a textbook. I'm going to resell it, earn money. I'm not going to remember what EX15525 means. So I'm rather going to call this something sensible, like these look like those Indian patterns that they use for meditation. They're called mandalas, I think, so I'll call this mandala. Good. And I'll create a Java file in here. I know how to do that. That button. I'll call this one mandala1. Eclipse to make me a main method as well. Good. Excellent. Beautiful. And right at the top, I'm going to type import edu. Ooh, it doesn't know any default proposals. It's not proposing anything. I realized, of course, that's because I hadn't linked in the library yet. So build path, configure build path, add jar. Feel like it's proposing anything now? Yes. Okay. Princeton books. Standard draw. Now it's complaining that it's not being used, but it's fine. I'm going to use it in a second. Okay, right. So how do I use standard draw? I know you've read the textbook, so you know more than I do. I've forgotten how to use it. I didn't really read the chapter for today. So I'll have to figure this out. And I don't know where to start. So excellent. This is going to help me. Because this is a way of telling me what the API for standard draw is. This is the interface. All the methods I can access inside APDraw. In fact, there may be more methods in this. You can see that enable double buffering isn't on this list even. This is a textbook and I want to present this cleanly. And there are some gruesome details in standard draw that I haven't listed. But for the most part, I've listed most things. So I'm going to try to use this. Right. What am I going to do? I want to draw these mandalas. And get myself a bookmark. I could have drawn those. They look beautiful, but a little too complex. Try. So, I want to draw these mandalas. Let's just draw the first one. It's a full rectangle, and then inside there's this diamond, which is also a rectangle, I guess. And then these 4 triangles. First, the black the background, and then white for the triangles, and a grayish diamond in the middle. So 6 things. So draw the background, diamond, that's 2, and draw these 4 triangles. Now you can think of it in a different way. You can say, well, really, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 black little triangles here that I'll draw, and I'll just draw a diamond. I'm going to start from the background, work forwards, and just draw 6 figures. Okay, so step 1, draw the background. thing to draw the background. Well, it's here, clear the candles and color it C. Okay, good. I'll do that. Draw dot clear. Oh, doesn't want the parameter. It's an alternative. The second one where I can specify the color. Then I have to put the color. So if I'm not mistaken, all these colors are in standard draw. Will this work? $1. Beautiful. It's doing exactly what I want. I want the black background. Again, stunning. Yes or no? Oh. Let's quit that. Yes.
Does it save the graphical file somewhere on your hard drive?
I hope not. I've tried this a million times. If it's saving every time I'm drawing something, I just want to move that.
Is there a way that one can save?
I don't know. Let's see. Save string file name. There may just be.
Must have missed that.
You missed that one. Yes. Okay, right. Excellent. I've got my black background. Now I want to draw for my project red diamond. I know it's gray in the book, but I'm going to make it a little color. Red diamond in the middle. Fine. Can I draw a diamond? No diamond. Oh, that's a pity. I can draw a rectangle. It says here, filled square. The diamond is a square, but it's rotated. I don't think I can rotate that. Filled polygon. Oh, that's, I guess, basically what I want. I want a polygon, because the diamond is a polygon. Filled with a certain color, and there's no diamond, so full polygon is probably the best I can hope for. Now, its parameters are an array of doubles called x, that's probably the x coordinates, and an array of doubles called y. So I have to send it, if I want to function, I have to send it these arrays of doubles, coordinates of my diamond in the middle. And you probably know, I hope you know because you've read it, that the coordinate system by default is 0 to 1 and 0 to 1. Maybe I've got it upside down. I'll check in a second. I'm not worried because that's something I can easily check. So I'm going to figure out these coordinates, and I'm going to call that filled rectangle routine. Okay. So I want an array of doubles for my x coordinates, double array x, and I'm going to tell it the values. Diamond has 4 corners, so that's coordinate 0, 0.5, 1 right at this edge, and 0.5 again, I think. My 4 corners, 0, 0.5. That is brilliant. Okay. And the y coordinates, that's halfway, so that's 0.5, 0, 0.5, 1. Me. 0.5. Out. Front. Beautiful. That's my y coordinates. Why is Eclipse complaining? Eclipse complaining. Oh, it says I've used x twice. Fine, I'll fix that. Got an x and y. I think it has all the right coordinates. I'm going to say standard draw dot filled polygon. Ah, didn't even have to do anything. Oh, not looking good. Diamond there, but maybe black. Or maybe it didn't work at all. We've got to set the color. So let's see if we can set color. How do I set the color? I check the book. set canvas size. Oh, I can make the canvas size any shape I want. Oh, size I want. Set font, set pen color. That's what I want. Set pen color, and I have to give it some color. So I'll do that. Standard set pen R. Standard red. Good. Let's see if it works now. It may not work. I may be wrong. But I'm not. Excellent. Splashing on your screen. But on my screen, on the computer, it's actually perfectly correct. I mean, it's a square of this thing, and this diamond, I promise you, is a real diamond. The proportion is right. So it just looks funny on the screen there, and probably on YouTube as well. I don't know if I can fix that. I don't know if I want to fix that. Can I resize this thing? No, I can't drag and resize. We'll just have to live with that. Okay, right. All that's missing are these 4 white triangles. And I don't think they're going to be difficult. Same story, so let's do those. I know how to do this whole lot now. But I can't just copy paste. Just add a few comments. Background. Red diamond in center. White diamond. Oh, no, triangles. Because now Eclipse is complaining X and Y is very difficult, we can't really declare them. So let's just take away. Now Eclipse is complaining about something else. And that is that assignment is not valid. Why not? It worked before. Why doesn't it work now? Arrays like this. It's a very special trick that Eclipse Java allows us to do when we declare the arrays. So I was declaring an array X of doubles, and in this special case, Eclipse allows me to initialize it with this. But when I'm doing an assignment, assignments, no longer allowed. I can change a particular value of an array. So I could say that X0 is something. That's fine, but I can't change all the array values at once. So I have 2 choices that write out quite long and laborious assignments like these to fill in all the right coordinates. Or alternatively, I could go back right to the start and say, well, X and Y may be declared, but X1 and Y1 are not yet, and I can use both. Now, which ones do we prefer? This seems short, just in terms of lines, in terms of number of statements. So 1 declaration or 2 declarations instead of 8. No, 6, because remember the triangles will only have 3 corners. But that I must admit that I don't really like the idea that we're clogging our program with so many variable declarations. I am going to do this because I think it's the best solution, even though I don't like it. I could, I guess, I can have a 2-dimensional array with 4 entries, 4 rows for all 4 triangles, and then each one has, in each row, I have the 3 coordinates. I think that's what I'll do. But I just want to show you that there is a secret trick where you can use this notation and get away with it. And the trick is to say that, remember, I told you on Monday that when I say double array x, that doesn't really create an array. It tells Java that I want x to be a variable that can be used as an array. But it doesn't create actual slots because it doesn't know how many to create. And that's why the braces don't actually follow to say, look, I want 4 values and these are, here they are. Or I could have written new double 4. And that actually creates the array. Now x is over here and it's pointing to some array, but just declaring x does not create an array. I create the array on this side, and in initialization I kind of make x point to this new array. I can, on this line, create another array of doubles. And then say x is now going to point to this other array. And I can do that by saying new double braces, and then the values I want to be in the array. So this notation, that may or may not be in the book, I'm sure it is, but we haven't talked about it in class for sure. This notation says make an array of doubles, here are the values, and then I take all of that and I assign it to x. So the old array x is still there, but nothing's pointing to it now. And x is actually pointing to this new array that I've just created with brand new values. So this is one way of doing this kind of thing, but not the way I'm going to follow today. So I'm just going to alternatively, but I don't really want to do that. What I'll do instead is to say, let's make a 2-dimensional array of x's. I'll call them tx's because they're for the triangles. And I'm going to put in the values. So now it's going to be 4 rows. Each row has 4 columns, sorry, 3 columns for the 3 x coordinates. 1 in row 0, triangle 2 in row 1, triangle 3 in row 2, and so on. So what are those coordinates? Where's my mandala? But let's just do the top triangle first. So x coordinate is 0. That's halfway between this and the top of the man. Getting too confusing. So this is a quarter of the way from 1 to 0 to 1, and that's same coordinate. So I'm going to fill this in. I hope I'm not confusing you, but I probably am. But do I care? No. The x coordinates for the first triangle, and here are its y coordinates. Well, this is 0 up to 0.75. Second coordinate, its y is also 0.75. That's got the same y coordinate, and the last coordinate is at 1. And I'll do one more triangle. So this bottom one, the x coordinates are the same. 0, 0.25, 0.25. So they're already correct. And the y's are different at 0.25. So and that's 0. I think that's right. And now, triangles. So I just can't pass all those coordinates to polygon. It's only expecting a 1-dimensional array with a list of coordinates. So I have to do this row by row, triangle by triangle. So I'm going to write a for loop, 0, and eventually I want to say 4. I only have 3 triangles at the moment. So I could put a 2 here, but let's make it more general. Let's say tx.length. Length is the number of rows in array tx. And each time I want to do txi, that's the first row, It's an array of 3 coordinates. And so it's not the first row, it's the ith row. Ith row of ty, and it's the 3 coordinates. Oh. Okay, and last thing, I'm not going to forget that I want these to be white triangles. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, we are now going to draw the 2 triangles on the left-hand side. Oh, brilliant. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Now, I can be clever now and say, well, the other ones are image. So really, it's the same that the x-coordinate has changed. 0 is going to 1, 0.25 is going to 0.75. So each x-coordinate of the new triangles, the remaining 2 triangles, is 1 minus the x-coordinate of the old triangles. But I'm not going to do that, because maybe I want to do fancy mandalas later on. And maybe it can't, it's not that easy, so I'll just be explicit. The formula now, so I can just fill these in, 75, 75, 75, 1, 1. And these y coordinates are exactly the same, comma, save, run. Oh, good. So this is the previous one, old one, bad one. This is the new one. All the triangles are there. So it took me a while. It took me about 20 minutes. I was doing a lot of explaining, making a lot of mistakes so you could follow, maybe even learn something. And it wasn't too hard. Speak up a little bit about what we did. So we picked an exercise in the book that we want to do. We didn't worry about the whole exercise. I just focused on one part of it. So I was already using decomposition. It says draw all these figures, but I said I'll just draw the first one first. So I've decided to draw this one. Then I spent a little time analyzing the problem. What exactly do I have to draw? Am I going to draw the black background, and the red diamond, then the white triangles? Or am I going to think of this as actually a triangle, a black triangle, a black triangle, black triangle? So would the white be the background and these black triangles be the foreground? But it's less work if we draw the white ones. And then I went at it step by step, just drawing the background, the background, just to check if that's working. And then I added the diamond, see if that's working. Then I added the triangles, almost one by one. So I remained calm, I didn't panic. I took it step by step. It's not that hard. Of course, it's easy if I say it. If you're in the test and you're panicking, it's much more difficult. One more thing before I let you go. YouTube still switched on. I think so. Are we still on YouTube? Yes, beautiful. This is the Sedgwick and Wayne site. There's loads of stuff here and loads of programs. I tell you to download the programs, and you're welcome to do that. Just try and exercise on your own, and then go and check and see how did they do it. What's the difference between our programs? Actually, to tell you the truth, I wanted to do this little exercise as well because these figures look beautiful. It's amazing to think that we can draw those, but I'm kind of out of time. But I want to mention definitely that one other thing I did yesterday was to put all the programs I've written in class on this list. So I thought about this a while because even with the dads added, even with the dates added or the dads added, it's quite tricky to remember what on earth is going on in these programs. A random one like fortitude. Yes, well, we were drawing a little something, but I can help you remember what I said. On those days that this happens in YouTube lecture, it's much easier to follow why we actually wrote this program like this. But they are on here. Put this one that I wrote today on there as well. This mandala one. Okay. Now, before you pack up and run away, do you want me to repeat this lecture in Afrikaans quickly? I can do it. I can do it. Okay. You must tell me if you want me to speak more Afrikaans in class. I don't mind. The other people won't mind. I'm not going to make extra YouTube videos. You're welcome to ask questions in Afrikaans. One more little thing. Does anyone have any questions on any topic? Relationship between the national languages, the classroom, yes, someone does have a question. Mind of your mail. Of course, yes, absolutely. You can use anything you want. I only use Eclipse because I have to use something. And it'd be really confusing to show people loads of stuff. Eclipse is quite powerful, it's quite popular, so at some point in the past we've chosen Eclipse. In fact, we use other IDEs in other courses. You can use whatever you like, whatever works for you. Just remember, at the end of the day, you must hand it in on Sunday. You take all the programs you have in, and we run them from the command line. That's why the command line is there. So whatever you do, just make sure that your program works correctly from the command line. Real requirement in terms of how you write it. If you do add fancy animation, you won't be penalized, but don't expect bonus marks for animation. I mean, there are already bonus marks for sounds and other kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop now, and I'll see you on Monday. If you haven't registered for that mentor group and you can, please do so.
Yes.
Je weet as die
Ja.
die standard library package, né?
Ja,
Hoe sit dit? Ja, ek weet, maar hoe sit die mens? Ek het dit was Woensdag hier gedoen. Hoe sit jy dit in 'n projek?
ek het het geïmport. Oh, en het project op.
Ja,
Ons eie.
daar is hier